Good morning. It's Sunday, December 11th. And most people I know love dogs. And puppy buying is at an all-time high now, for whatever reason. And I guess a lot of that has to do with the result of the pandemic. Because when people were trapped inside with nothing to do, really, then they got themselves a pet of some kind, like a cat or a dog. And so puppy buying is on the rise and continues to rise again. And what happens when that goes on, when there is some phenomenon that causes people to do something special? There are scammers. Puppy scamming is at an all-time high. Now, when I grew up, we had Irish Terriers in the house. 2 of them usually, and then I used to walk them at 11 o'clock at night because, that's what you did when you lived in the city and you had dogs. You walked the dogs. And then, of course, when the kids were small, we had an Airedale who lasted 14 years, and then we had to have him put to sleep. But that was the last dog we had. But I love the dogs, and I still love dogs, and I can understand why people will buy puppies for comfort and companionship. So it doesn't surprise me that we have scammers out there. And so let me tell you what to be looking for, because these scammers are operating online. Now, I don't know why anybody would buy a puppy online. I mean, you gotta go look at the dog, feel the dog, see if you can get a handle on his personality or her personality, etc. So puppy buying online doesn't make any sense to me, but being alive in the world of technology, I can understand why people trapped at home who were working or whatever and use the internet constantly would feel comfortable trying to buy a puppy on. But there's more to buying a puppy than looking at it online. You have to get a feel for the dog. You have to go down and pet it and love it, etc. And so it shouldn't surprise you that since puppy buying is a high volume business right now, that there would be scammers. And it turns out as the puppy buying rises, the scammers rise up. So to me, I don't understand how they get away with it, how the scammers operate. But I'll tell you what I found out. The puppy scammers post fake litters online, or they pretend to be something that they're not. Like usually they pretend to be an existing breeder. What a breeder is somebody who raises dogs and then sells them at a profit. So they take advantage of that situation by making believe they have these puppies for sale. And this means that if you're not careful, you could find the perfect puppy, send the breeder your money, and never receive a puppy or any follow-up communication in return. So that is ridiculous. The guy posts a picture online and says, look at this great, beautiful dog. It could be a collie, it could be a Great Dane, it could be a terrier of some kind. Invariably, it'll be a beautiful, cute dog in many colors. You'll have all kinds of things that you could possibly buy, and they expect you to send them money, and then they're going to ship a dog back to you, and they think that you're going to do this, and they're right. They're right. People are doing that. People are looking at this picture and then sending in a check. Is that insane? Why would anybody buy a dog without feeling and touching and petting and letting the dog lick your hand or something like that? Why in the world would anybody send a check to somebody who posts a picture online? And these scammers put their scams in very visible places like Craigslist or some well-known list that's used on the internet. And they find themselves in a way to present themselves as a reputable breeder. And they probably steal information from reputable breeders and use that in their advertising on Craigslist or whatever it is. But the public is so damn gullible. And if we come to the way that we can't go out and shop properly for a lifetime pet, just go down to the dog pound and you can get a nice dog. There's always dogs available. Now, they may not be full bred, they may not be Great Danes or Bulldogs or whatever dog you like. Terriers, we like terriers. And they're purebred. But if they're not purebred, doesn't matter. Dogs are dogs, and they have personalities, and you can only find out about their personalities if you go down and meet with them. So if you're crazy enough to think that you're going to buy a puppy online, here are some of the things that you have to watch out for. Some of the things that will trigger the scam. These scammers don't have phone numbers. They won't give you a phone number to call. Everything they want to do is through the internet because they can hide themselves there. And then when you look at the photos of the dogs that they supposedly have, you just can go out and look anywhere and you will probably find those dogs in other places. Because what they're doing is they're taking pictures that already exist and they're posting it as if those dogs belong to them. And then of course there's the payment methodology. They want you to wire the money or pay using gift cards or something. You have to be aware of those kind of scams, because if you pay with your credit card and you get scammed, you'll get the money back. And then people will be after those people. And don't use some of these payment apps like Venmo or something like that, because then you won't get your money back. You won't get what you paid for, and you won't get your money back. So if you're buying the dog, if you think you're buying the dog, you could use PayPal or a credit card, and that will probably protect your money. And if the price is too good to be true, if they're selling you a purebred dog that goes for a couple $1,000, and they're giving it to you for, say, $900 or $500 or whatever the number is, then you have to look at this thing and not believe it's true. So there are many things you got to do to protect yourself. Don't be caught up in this business. Now, I know several people in my age group who have recently lost a spouse or somebody and are living alone. And so they really, really would like to have some companionship, like a cat or a dog. And so they're vulnerable people, but you can't be that vulnerable. You can take the time to go down to the pet store or to the local shelter and find yourself a nice dog. And another thing in the scammers' arsenal is the breeder badge. They claim that they're a member of the American Kennel Club and they have a badge to prove it. Well, the American Kennel Club does not give out badges. There are no such thing as American Kennel Club badges. But the scammers have invented a badge. So if somebody tries to show you their badge, you know that you're being taken for a ride. So I leave you with that. Don't fall into this evil trap. You want a dog? Do it the right way. Go see the dog. Go to the kennel. Go to the dog pound. Go to a legitimate pet store. Get yourself a nice dog. Take care. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.